Hello, and welcome to Sparring Sessions. My name's Dax, and we're here today to give our best bets for UFC Fight Night, Dolidze versus Hernandez, also known as UFC Fight Night Apex Swap, 120?
Something like that.
Uh, the voice you just heard is my co-host for today, UFC Genie, back for, wow, it's an entirely different fight card now, so you got to come on for the best bets as well, right? How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I just got back from Muay Thai, had a pretty good
Ooh,
class. I'm all burnt out, and now I'm ready to
nice.
talk about fights, man.
You know, they call Muay Thai inferior jiu-jitsu.
They
Have
call it
you
the
heard that?
art of fighting, actually.
Uh-huh. Not the art of winning fights.
All
Would
right.
you like to tell the people why this is your thing? You love this guy, right? Let's hear it.
So listen, before this was a 5.5 out of 10,
Oh
and
God.
now we got short notice Eric McConico versus Cody Brundage on the lower prelims. Oh my God, what a
Yeah.
fight, man! This is, but both of these guys are gonna be throwing the absolute kitchen sink at each other, man.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
one of them's coming out on the other side. We know which one. Do we though? Well, let's see.
We'll talk. I feel like you don't often get on Tapology at least unranked versus unranked in their system because you have to be pretty low. Oh wait, no, that's because this is a 205 fight, isn't it? Even though Eric McConical, never mind, he fought at 85. Still, crazy fight. We're up to 12 fights now. I feel like that's going to be it. I don't think they had a 13th for an Apex card, right?
I stood corrected. I said on the preview show that I did not expect a single fight to be added to this card, period.
Well,
And then they
yeah,
added Cody Brundage a day later. So, I mean,
yeah,
I won't hold I won't hold you to it if you say that they won't add another.
fair enough. Betting wise, we're here to break down the fight card from a betting standpoint. We'll start off with our best bets. You know how this goes if you watch the show. Three to five of our favorites, minus 200, plus 200, between those kind of ranges. And then later in the show, we'll have our sparring sessions parlay of the week, and then our value plays stuff we thought about playing, but decided not to, and saving it for the special plays. So, do you know how you're feeling? Betting as a whole. Let's go with that. How are you feeling? Not just the card. Betting as a whole for the card. Was it easy? Was it more difficult to find plays?
Honestly, I mean, it is a little bit more difficult with some of these with these fight nights that have like all the fighters are like minus 300 minus 400 favorites. It's a little
Ugh.
bit harder. You got to shop around a bit, but there is definitely some good lines on the board today,
Yeah.
so I cannot wait to get into those.
Well, let's get right in because I found some great lines. Some lines I really feel like I don't know. This is either going to be my best or my worst week of the year so far. I guess we should probably keep track of that kind of thing, but we don't. Who cares? I don't think we'd enjoy the results. I will go through last week's results. UFC Fight Night Tyra versus wow, it was Alvazi. It turned out to be Tyra versus Park. We had that short notice main event. Kind of rare you get those. So I have everybody's bets here. Jeannie, do you have your bets? And do you want to start us off with how you did?
Yeah, it was an up and down week. I gave out Tyra by sub, so that was good, but I had let me just read out the actual because I could tell you the bets and they didn't hit, but I had reasonings for going with these. So let me just give you my reasonings for going with Chris Duncan over zero point 0.5 takedowns, which didn't hit obviously. That was
Mhm.
a crazy fight. It was plus 110 on the odds.
Yeah.
It had hit in 5 of 7 of Chris Duncan's UFC fights, and he averaged 4 takedowns landed a fight. So I thought he was definitely going to get one against Rebecca, who had also been taken down in 3 of his 6 UFC fights and only has a 45% takedown defense. But, none of that came into play because Chris Duncan didn't
Nope.
shoot once.
They stood and banged. Oh my God.
Yeah. And then I also, I gave out like a kind of a higher value play, which was Hyung Sung Park over point 0.5 takedowns plus 200, which is cashed in
Yeah.
4 of the 5 of Park's UFC fights, including Road to UFC. And Tyra had
Hmm.
been taken down 3 times in his last fight and only has a 45% takedown defense. But, I did think Tyra was going to show levels anyway, so I don't know why I was
Listen,
overthinking that one a little
listen.
bit.
I don't think any of us expected such a quick finish. And if you go, even if you expect a late finish, 4 or 5 rounds, like it, takedowns are scored so easy in the UFC that, like, when you get guys who are going to wrestle, sometimes you get a takedown, even if it's not a wrestler. So, not plus 200, not a bad bet.
Yeah. And I had Bashi by sub as well, which obviously hit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We had a battle last week. Or no, I'm sorry, 2 weeks ago. I'm going to recap 2 weeks ago because we didn't have a best bets last week. So I will recap not Tyra versus Park. I'll recap. Um, oh, geez, what was the fight before that? RDR versus Whitaker.
Oh,
So
man.
I will go with you first. I'll leave yours out. I know you probably don't have yours handy. We had a battle of the Liel. We had two battles, two things we were kind of, well, exactly opposite against. And we went 1-1. You had the Liel Salikov under 1.5, the plus 115 that hit. I had the over 1.5, the minus 145, did not, obviously. And then I had RDR money line, you had Whitaker money line. So we go 1-1, and I am
Yeah,
up 2-1 all time. I had
you
Jan
know
by
you got off
decision.
lucky there. You know you got off lucky. Whitaker choked that finish, man.
RDR 49-46. That's what I went with. Easy, too. Easy.
Yeah.
Listen,
All right.
he's the GOAT. He's the
All
GOAT.
right. All right.
Jan by decision, Almabayev, and Guskov Krylov under 1.5. So I went 4 for 5, including, well, I guess only one underdog there. Um, but yeah, Jeannie, you had the under that hit, but you also had Blackshear sub, did not hit. Guskov moneyline did hit. Elkana Aslan under 1.5. Nowhere close to hitting. And then you had
Nope.
Whitaker moneyline. Will also had the Elkana Aslan fight under. He also had Krylov Guskov under 1.5 that hit. And then he had Whitaker DeRitter under 2.5, which looked like a good line. I was thinking about that myself. But in kind of retrospect, very weird, you know? Not faulting him or me, but I don't know. I don't know, kind of weird one. And then the parlay, listen, we reverse swept. We had Buchecha, Blackshear, and Aslan Elkana under 1.5. None of those hit. I will say my leg, Buchecha, kind of closest to hitting. You know, I scored the fight 29-28 Buchecha, so uh, I'll give it that. Let's jump into this week's card, though. A worse card, I'll say. A worse card, but I think we're going to make some more money from it. Um, 12 fights now. I think that's the only thing that's changed. Still 4:30 start time, hopefully. At least Tapology says that. Hernandez, Dolidze main event. Urseg, Osborne co-main event. So, Jeannie, you know what time it is? It's best bets time. Best? Oh, well, I usually say 5. How many are you going with this week?
I'm going with 5.
5? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's hear your first one. You get to go first.
So my first one, I hyped it up so much in the intro. I'm just gonna hop right into the best fight on the card as of yesterday: Cody Brundage versus Eric
Yep.
McConico. You know, I think there's gonna be a war, man. And you can get Cody Brundage at minus 140 against a dude that has never won a fight in the UFC, that only is getting the second fight in the UFC because he took the first fight in the UFC on 3 days' notice. Age old story, man. I mean, some of these guys
Yeah.
don't belong. Cody Brundage has been to war with like half of the roster at this point. He's got that UFC time, and I'm pretty confident at minus 140. I'm gonna lay some coin on him, and I think we're coming out on the other side. I'm very confident that he takes out Eric McConico. I don't think he's UFC caliber, and he didn't
Yeah.
even get a training camp for this one either. So both of his UFC fights now are short notice.
Yeah.
So
Listen, I had that as one of my best bets. You and Will. Well, I'll just say now. Will also had that. He was stuck at work, couldn't make it, but sent his picks nonetheless. He also had Brundage moneyline minus 140. even though I gave him a little better of a number than he had on his book. I had it too until I pulled it out and was glad to fill it with something else. But Cody Brundage, this is his kind of fight, you know. And if he doesn't win, he'll no contest the shit out of it and get you your money back. Um, so yeah, I like it. I will go to my first bet. I'm going Angela Hill plus 175. I mean, this is, I say best bet. It's also kind of a value play. You know, I think Angela Hill's a little bit better of a fighter here. Do I think she's going to win outright? Not really, but at 2 to 1 on your money, plus 175. I think this is the kind of fighter she beats. She's won 3 of 4. Um, and is Yasmin Lucindo that different than Ketlin Souza and Denise Gomes? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think she can win. Even if one of those fights were close, I think she can win. I would put her as a favorite. And it just feels like an Angela Hill fight. So give me the big, big underdog here. And back to you, Jeannie.
For my second one, I'm going. This might be an interesting one, but I actually really like the line. Might be an interesting fight though. Julia Stoliarenko versus Gabriela
Mm.
Fernandez. I'm gonna go right to that and
Okay,
over
tell me. Oh, you already said it. Let's hear it.
the over 2.5 is plus 145. I
Yeah,
see,
I know.
and Gabriela Fernandez. 3 of her 4 UFC fights are over that. They've been to decisions, so
Hmm.
I mean, Julia Stoliarenko is kind of a wimp, I will say. She flounders whenever, or as if that might not be the best word. She completely coils up when any adversity comes up to her. So I wouldn't be as surprised if she got finished by Gabriela Fernandez, but Fernandez is definitely more of a decision girl, and I feel like this might be after what you said on the prediction show, it kind of changed my mind. Maybe this is a bit more of a back and forth fight. And plus one,
Listen, I also have this as one of my best bets. I'm just going to give it away. Um, I don't know if you're looking at her Tapology right now, but uh, let's just go in her losses. In her losses, how many do you think? How many of her UFC losses of all of the 6? How many do you think have gone under 2.5?
I'm looking at it right now and counting it
Oh, you
up.
are?
It's like
Okay.
three. 3 of them?
One. Only one. Chelsea Chandler. Uh, she is tough. If nothing else, she is very tough. Her wins are something else. Her wins, she gets quick finishes. But Gabriela Fernandez, all 3 losses by decision. By decision, Jazz, and people tougher than Julia Stoliarenko, in my opinion. Teresa Bleda and Jasmine Jasudavicius, I think they're better than Julia Stoliarenko. And so even if she does lose, it'll probably go long. And plus money is crazy for this fight. It's a women's strawweight fight after all. What are they going to do? Finish each other? Come on. So I'm with you here. Sounds like we're together. Stoliarenko Fernandez over 2.5 plus 145. So back to you, Jeannie, since you stole one from me.
So, what do you think of Toshiomi Kazama versus Elijah Smith? Toshiomi Kazama, both of his UFC losses are in the first round, pretty quickly knockouts,
Hmm.
and the one win that he got over Gregorio was at the just barely at the start of the second round, barely 2 minutes in.
Listen,
That both of those are under 1.5 rounds. That's minus 125. What do you think?
when I look at Elijah Smith as a prospect, I don't see a finisher. On the regional scene, yes, he has one good win that he's finished, but for the most part, every time he gets a step up, 5-0 guy, Aaron Tao, who's undersized, Vince Morales, he goes to decision, you know?
But yeah,
And
I agree. Like maybe you should be finishing an Aaron Tao, but I mean that dude's just got like he's got like his own little thing going to him, and he's just like a really wonky fighter. So sometimes those really wonky fighters are kind of harder to finish because they bring a weird style out of you. But Vince Morales, nobody's finishing that dude. Like even Raul Roses couldn't do it. Like I get he's losing to them, but I think Kazama's finishable. I think Elijah Smith is landing around 4 strikes a minute on most of like that's like UFC stats. So that's Vince Morales and Aaron Tao combined, right? He's landing quite a bit of strikes, and I just don't think if he lands like a good combo on Kazama, I think Kazama might just flinch a little, and then he'll get put out.
do you
It
think,
is scary though. Like both of them are like I get it because Elijah Smith, both of his fights in the UFC have gone over 1.5, so it almost would make sense to go with the over. But I just have a feeling that he's gonna crack that chin, and
but do you think he's going to stay standing is the question? Because if you look at the two fights we have stats for on UFC stats, he's gotten, let me break this down per round. He went 3 for 4 in the first round and 2 for 4 in the second against Aaron Tao. And they get it's Vince Morales. He got a takedown, kind of stayed there for a while. Or no, he had a takedown and they stayed in the clinch for a while. In the first round, the second round, he got another takedown, stayed in top control for 2 minutes. So it's not the worst bet. I mean, it's probably where the money is, but I don't know. I don't know. That's all I'm saying. I was looking
yeah.
at it. I was looking at it. I couldn't pull the trigger, and that's why.
Well, I'll put it down as one of mine.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. What's the number? Minus 125?
Yes, that's what I have it here.
Okay. All right. Well, better luck than you're braver than me. Because it pretty, at the same time, it's a prospect against a guy who gets finished, you know? Um, so, all right. Well, I'll jump into my next best bet. I am going with, let's see, one you haven't stole from me yet. I'm going have you looked at the Christian Leroy Duncan and Eric Anders fight at all?
Yeah, for a second. What are you looking at there?
What do you think to go to decision is?
The over 2.5 was favored quite heavily, so I'd say like minus 200.
Minus 150.
Okay.
I'm going with that as my next best bet. Eric Anders, aside from the Chris Weidman fight, uh, which you can't take Chris Weidman into consideration, he's mostly gone long recently. He's had a few quick finishes, but he's been finished quickly a few times. Um, but they were all kind of weird. Like you go back and look at uh, what was it? Uh, the Darren Stewart fight. That was a no contest because it was a weird illegal knee. And then the Kaudakis fight, Kaudakis just kind of fell into top mount. But this is really a COD thing. I mean, COD, aside from Claudio Ribeiro and Dennis Tululin, and Dusko Todorovic, excuse me, he's gone to decision. So let me ask you this, would you put Eric Anders in the same group as Andrei Pulayev and Gregory Rodriguez, and Armen Petrosian in terms of going to decision with somebody, staying in the fight? Will Curry even? Or would you put him in the camp of Dennis Tululin, Claudio Ribeiro, and Dusko Todorovic in gets finished easily? Because I'd probably put him in the former. Yeah, you know
Yeah, it's on his best night. Yeah, definitely the first group of people. Chris
yeah,
Weidman knocked him down though.
he did, but COD isn't a finisher to me. And if he is, it's going to be like it's not like a one punch knockout, right? It's an extended long term beatdown. And I don't think Eric Anders is going to be like in a long term extended beatdown like that. It's just not how I see him losing. Like he just kind of he turns boring, you know. He clinches, he doesn't throw a ton, and so that's what I think is going to happen. So go to decision minus 150. I was looking at COD by decision, but you only get minus 125 on that. I just don't want to pull that trigger just in case, you know. So I'm going to go to decision minus 150. And you are back on the clock, Genie.
So my next one, I'm gonna go down to Euros Medic versus Gilbert
Ooh,
Urbina.
okay.
So Euros Medic, I mean, he just got put out by Punalehi Soriano back in January. There,
Sorry on
pretty
what?
Punalehi
What's
in
that last
30
name?
Soriano.
Okay, there you go. Then you said
Yep,
it correctly.
in 30 seconds there, and Tim Means before that. 5 of his 8 UFC fights are in the first round, finishes or losses or
Ooh.
whatever. So 5 of his 8 UFC fights are under 1.5 rounds. You go to Gilbert Urbina respectively, and he just
Yeah.
got put out by Charles Radke, and Brian Battle put him out in the second round with 2 minutes in 2 minutes 15 seconds
Yeah.
there.
Got finished by Trayshawn Gore.
Yeah, but 2 of his 3 fights in the UFC are under 1.5. So 5 out of 8 UFC fights under 1.5 for uh, Euros Medic, and 2 out of 3 for Gilbert Urbina. And I do see Euros Medic kind of putting the aggression on Gilbert Urbina early on here, trying to see if he's really in it. And I think Euros Medic could get a quick finish, or possibly Gilbert Urbina ends up cracking him back and putting him out. I do like the one under 1.5 quite a bit. That's minus 155.
Yeah.
So that'll be my best bet.
All right. I like it.
That's my
I was too
fourth.
scared to. Yeah, I got four here for you. I was too scared to put anything down in that fight. I'll be honest. I looked at it. I couldn't. I can't tell you that fight's going. My fourth one, I will give you probably my favorite fight on the card. I don't think I specifically said my favorite fight last week, but it might be my favorite fight. Priscilla Cachoeira, Jocelyn Edwards under 2.5 plus 150. What are we doing here? These are two women who do not. They're women's bantamweight, but somehow they come in there to fight. Um, Priscilla Cachoeira, Josiane Nunez, round one. Jasmine Jastovs, round three, late, granted, but still finish. She's getting her ass beat. Early round three from Random Maverick. Round one, Ariane De Silva. Julian Robertson, round one. Gene Mazzani, round two. Shannon Dobson, round one. Losses and wins here, don't get me wrong. And then you look at Jocelyn Edwards. She's not quite the finisher, but her last two have been finish wins. And she had a bunch back on the regional scene. So I think they just stand in vain here. Under 1.5, or excuse me, under 2.5 for plus one. What did I say? 150? Yeah, 150. I gotta go. I gotta hope this fight's gonna be fun. I'm gonna go with that as my fourth best bet. I'm guessing you didn't have that one, Genie. So let's hear the
No,
fifth one.
I did not have that one. My next one, I'm going to go to Andre Fili and C-Rod.
Oh, are you going prop, round, or money line?
I'm, I think I'm going to go prop here.
Okay, never
Um,
mind. Never mind.
Fili's more like 11 of his 24 wins are decisions.
Yeah.
He's usually a decision guy. Like he just lost to Costa in the first round. He shot like a pretty shitty takedown and just gave up a
Yeah.
guillotine. Christian Rodriguez just lost to Melquizael Costa respectively, but he didn't get guillotined. He went to a decision against him. But he's also
Hmm.
been guillotined pretty badly. But most of his fights are going to decision in the UFC. You know, Raul Roses, Cameron Simon, Isaac Dolgarian, Austin Bashi, Melquizael Costa, as I just said. both of these guys are kind of decision guys, I'd say, and with the potential that Christian Rodriguez just makes this a pretty boring fight with cage control time and failed takedowns and
Hmm.
some maybe top control if he gets it down. But I think this fight's going to decision most likely. I'm just I'm gonna take the over 2.5 just because it's the same exact line as going to decision. So I might as well do the over 2.5 and get a little less time on it. So I'll take the over 2.5 at minus 190. It's not the best line, but with the
No.
odds of these guys, like the potential of these guys going to decision is really high. I think that could be closer to minus 250.
Yeah, listen, I have Feely moneyline as my last best bet, plus 200. And that's just because of how close this fight's going to be. You know it's going to be a 29-28 decision either way. And if it is, and Feely's been in some split decisions lately, yeah, why not go with the underdog? Both of these guys are not finishers. Um, Feely kind of gets finished, but I don't think C-Rod's going to do that. Uh, and he went to a split with Cub Swanson, who's still good, Bill Algeo, who's not so good, Charles Jourdain, who's decent, Bryce Mitchell, who's good, and then C-Rod, he's kind of alternated how he's looked, and I think in such like a 50-50 fight to me, I think the plus 200 is crazy. So that's just what I'm gonna go with for my last best bet. So recap it real quick. I have Hill moneyline, Anders COD to go to decision. Stoliarenko Fernandez over 2.5, Keshware Edwards under 2.5, and Feely moneyline. Gene, you have Brundage moneyline, Stoliarenko Fernandez over 2.5, Smith Gazama under 1.5, Medic Urbina. Uh, this is the under 1.5, right? I didn't write that down.
Yes.
Under 1.5, and then Feely Rodriguez over 2.5. And
Yeah.
that's right. Done with the best bets. Now it's on to the fan favorite section of the week, sparring session parlay. Definitely didn't get reverse swept last week. So we already have Will's pick. I don't 100% know how I feel about it, as we'll see later. But he's going Walker round one. And Jeannie, let's hear your second, your piece of the parlay.
He's going. Sorry, say that. Who's he going with?
Walker round one.
Okay. I see. Okay. I'm gonna go with Cody Brundage in the parlay.
He
I'm going Cody Brundage in the parlay.
I have like three or four that I want. It's how big I want to go with this because I have like a huge underdog that I want to go with, and then I have a decent size and a big money too. Um, mm, I don't know how to feel about this. Let's go with the. Do you want to be a little fun with it?
Do it.
Let's go with the Cashware Edwards under 2.5 at plus 150. Yeah, why not?
Okay.
What are we at?
Um. Oh. I. It won't let me parlay it.
Oh, all right. Let me put it in real quick.
Let me. I'm switching sites
Riveting television, I'll tell you that.
here. I'm switching sites here. I'm trying to see if I can get it done.
Minus 130. And what was Brundage money line? Minus 157 we're going with? All right, I got it. 6 plus 624.
Oh my.
So this is the first pretty big one in a while, no?
Yeah.
I feel like we've been more conservative and plus 624.
So
Maybe this is
let's
one.
repeat it real quick.
Walker round one. Julius Walker round one. Brundage moneyline and Keshware Edwards under 2.5. Combine those plus 624. This is I'll tell you, if this hits, it's going to be a fun night. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
All right, value plays. We'll get them out real quick, and then we'll hop on out of your ears. You know how it goes. Plays that didn't make our best bets, or just odds were too big. So I will. How many do you have today?
I might shop around a couple here. You can start off.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna go two sets of three because I got six here. First one, I'm going Osborne money line plus 425. I just think that number's too big. I don't think Steve Erceg is as good as people say he is. And for plus 20, 425 for a guy on a three-fight losing streak, you said it yourself that he's people think he's the Ryan Spann or he's Dominic Reyes. Is Ode Osborne not Ryan Spann?
Yeah, I guess
All
so.
I'm saying. I'm going
Yeah.
Dolidze submission plus 900. I only put this here because I think it can happen, and plus 900 is a big number. If you're going Dolidze, go sub or decision. Sub or decision. For some reason, KO is kind of like the preferred method of decision. I just don't think that's how it's going to end. He's not a big KO guy, and Fluffy isn't the kind of guy who really gets KO'd. I feel like if this a finish is going to come from, or some's going to come from Delete State, it's going to come from like bottom, maybe a leg lock or something. And then last but not least, Sergio Walker over 1.5 at plus 185. I just think there's value here. Walker went to decision in his last fight. We saw Elkanah Aslan, um, another light heavyweight fight that everybody's like, oh, it's for sure going under 1.5. I think it was, yeah, it was in the parlay and both you and Jeannie's bet, or you and Will's bets, and then it went to decision. So I'm going over 1.5 here, plus 185. I just think there's value. All right, let's hear your first set, Jeannie.
All right. Angela Hill by points at plus
Okay.
190.
All right.
I think that's a good number.
Yeah.
Um, Andre Fili, money line at plus 200. I think is a good
Yep.
number as
Yep.
well.
Well, obviously, I agree with that.
And I'll go to CLD Eric Anders. I'll go CLD by KO at plus 175.
Interesting. All right, going against me. I'm not going to hate you for it though. Let's see. My next three, I was just here, so I'm going Shakira Walker to go to decision plus 600. I'm laddering it. I just think it's going over 1.5. It's going to decision plus 600. Kind of a crazy number for two guys who have not proven themselves as finishers in the UFC. I'm going Cashwera money line plus 260. I kind of wanted to see what her KO number would look like. I couldn't find it. So we're just going to go plus 260. I think she's got a better shot here than people are giving her credit for. It's not like Edwards is good. And then I'm going Hill by submission plus 2,000.
Okay.
Both her KO and her submission lines are plus 2,000. But she just recently got a submission over Juana Pinheiro. And that was her first submission since 2020, which was a cut, I believe. And Yasmin Lucindo has 3 losses by submission, 0 by KO, and a few by decision. So this, if Angel Hill wins, it's probably going to be by points. But you know, cover my ass, maybe make a few bucks if something goes crazy. Maybe they get to grappling and Angel Hill locks up another gilly or something. Plus 2,000 is just a big number. I keep throwing out this plus 2,000. Um, these sub props. Grant sub last week plus 2,000. There was one tiny moment where he could have snatched up a nasty guillotine and he didn't. And that is all I have. Jeannie, let's hear yours.
Elijah Smith in round one.
Okay.
I don't love it. It's plus 110 though. So that's a good line to get someone who's like minus 700. That's a
Yeah.
pretty good line, and the under 1.5 is minus 130, so that's a better line as well. Because I don't think Kazama wins that one. Anthony
Hmm.
Hernandez by points at plus 230.
Okay.
That's kind of a good line, and I I haven't really decided if I'm officially gonna go with Hernandez by finish or decision, but I guess this is me officially going with him by decision.
Yeah.
Because
What's
Dolidze,
the number?
he's made it the distance with a couple of really tough guys. Imavov,
Yeah.
blanking on some other names here, Marvin Vittori.
Yeah.
Um, He's gone to the
Maybe he went
distance
along
with a
with
few guys
Pereira.
here. Yeah, yeah. So Anthony Hernandez by points at plus 230, and that's it.
All right. I'll run through Will's value plays real quick. He's just got three of my best bets. Angela Hill money line, Edwards, Cachoeira under 2.5, and Feely money line. So plus 175, 150, and 200 respectively on those. And wow, him and I are in agreement this week. All right, that is it for best bets. Jamie, thank you so much for coming on. Always great to have you. Um, Hopefully we make some money on this and call it a diamond in the rough card.
Let's hope so.
And
Let's hope
thank you
so.
for listening, sticking around with us. Us, I don't want to call us grumpy faces, but us and Ninny Muggins. We'll go with that. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. Peace out.